The London Design Festival is in full swing, with over 300 events taking place across the capital.
This year, the experts are talking about a group of designers from Brooklyn, New York, who are creating a significant buzz around American design.
Brooklyn happens to be where young designers who haven't got any money end up living because they want to be in New York. It's a bit like East London, you know, it's where it was cheap, where you can get workshop space and you can live in workshops. The Brooklyn scene, I think, wasn't created as a marketing exercise, it just happened naturally.
Designers do well in Brooklyn because there's just so much creative energy, there's so many opportunities to interact with people doing similar things or things that could influence you in some way. What's interesting is that it's really come into its own in a lot of ways. It's really become, I think, the cultural center of New York City, and for that reason it's a great place to live and work.
America around 1945 was the promised land. Every European who'd been through the war years saw it as a place in which there was innovation, new design, great architecture. People like Charles and Ray Eames were people who used new technologies. They went from plywood to fiberglass to aluminium. They made a look, they defined what modernity was, and they left a huge shadow.
The longtime British manufacturer Sheridan Coakley has backed the big names of European design, such as Jasper Morrison and Matthew Hilton. Now he's looking to a group of Brooklyn-based designers, including the American Design Club and lighting company Roll&Hill. And here, at Coakley's famous shop in East London, SCP, their work is on show as part of the London Design Festival.
There always has been an American design scene, but I think it's been rather pushed into the background over the last 10 or 15 years, and Europe has dominated the furniture and product design world. So, like what happened here in the 80s with people like Ron Arad and Jasper Morrison and Tom Dixon, young designers there have had to become designer makers, so they started to produce their own products, which is now starting to filter through and be sold in Europe and in other countries.
I feel like in America, we make the things ourselves a lot, and we produce and all the way to sales. So we become entrepreneurs through and through to the core, like dealing all the way from designing, making, showing, and eventually sales. The American Design Club was founded in 2008, and it was sort of a reaction in a way to the rest of the world thinking that America wasn't actually participating enough in the design world. And that's actually where the name came from. We decided, well, if the rest of the world doesn't think we're participating, we're just going to call ourselves the American Design Club. And there's no way you can ignore the fact that we're here.
It's fresh. It doesn't seem to be kind of that much influenced by what has been going on in Europe, which often affects a design scene, which, if you look at Italian design scene, it kind of suffered from the heavyweights of the designers of the 60s and 70s.
As an American designer, to actually have made it to London and to be participating in the London Design Festival and to be showing with such a great store that I've known about for years, SCP, I think that it's a real accomplishment. It's a huge feather in my cap, the biggest yet probably. Having the rest of the world take notice of what we're up to, it's huge.
The London Design Festival is going to define designers, like even more than Milan. I think the London Design Festival is going to set the bar for all designers. So I think it's really important for designers to strive to be here, definitely.
Until recently, what the US has lacked is the equivalent of a Milan, a creative hub for young design practices to get together and support each other. That's just what Brooklyn has become, a center for ambitious and entrepreneurial designers working in the artisan tradition. And thanks to their work, American design is turning a corner.
Tamzin Baker, Financial Times, London.